Hey guys, and welcome to episode 32 of How I Made My First $1 Million. Today we are looking at the numbers from May 1st, 2023. Yeah, May 1st. So let's get into it. Okay. Assets, 72,000, down $700, practically nothing. Liabilities unchanged. Net worth, also down 700. We're at 2,600, positive 2,600. At least it's positive. Let's look at the chart. What do we have? Yeah, okay, it's there, 2,600. So yeah, I mean, we're basically around zero. It's been 6 months. I mean, at least since 2023 started. Yeah, December of last year. Hovering around zero. So, okay. I mean, okay. Let's bring me back in here. like the elephant in the room. I mean, like it's so funny. Is like I don't care about money. Like that's the funny thing. Like I'm doing nothing to try to make money. So anyways, this isn't like a mystery. It's just so funny. Like I have no interest in getting a job, no interest in monetizing whatever, selling stuff. I mean, I just don't care. Um, like kind of the opposite. I mean, like the real curiosity that I have is like how rich, you might say, I don't know what else to use, what other word to use, like how rich of a life can I live without money? I think that's like a really powerful exercise. It's like, can I travel if I want to travel with no money? Can I live in a nice house? Can I whatever? I mean, you name it. Like what, literally whatever. Like, can I do that without money? So yeah, I don't know how far I'm going to push it, but it's like, anyways, that's just what I'm thinking. All right, let's keep rolling here. Let's look at the income statement. All right, what happened this month? Yeah, revenues are up, but this is just selling Bitcoin. I mean, like there's nothing else going on here. Expenses are down 2 grand, which at first kind of threw me off, and I thought there was a mistake. And then I remembered I actually got a $2,000 refund. So I have it flagged in here as a negative expense, but expenses are negative, so it's a double negative, it's positive, whatever. It just moves it the other direction. But if it weren't for that, expenses basically would have been the same as last month. So really, really nothing exciting here. Cash flows, yeah, same thing. It's just an artifact of a $2,000 refund, which is atypical. Sold a bunch of Bitcoin. Financing hasn't really changed, so there's really nothing to comment on here, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's just predictable. Okay, the updates. This is the fun stuff. I'm currently working for Rite of Passage, which is awesome. Like so awesome. And yes, technically I'm getting paid, but like for 5 weeks of work, it's $750 total. Like $750, which is like, it feels to me like nothing. I mean, not that I'm like ungrateful because I appreciate it, but I would do the job for free. It's not really going to make a dent. Uh, yeah, but it's happening. Anyways, it's super great experience. And along those lines, I posted one article on Substack. So by now, we've already had three weeks of the course, and I should have posted 3 essays in theory, and only posted one. And like, not to make excuses, but you know, 2 of the reasons that I didn't publish those essays are further down. So right here, numbers 4 and 5. Okay, what else? So PTYA happened. I participated, in half the things the first week, half the things the second week. But I didn't record any videos or upload them for feedback, which is really, the reason you do the course. Why not? I don't know. I don't know what to make videos on. I don't have a vision for any channel. and it's so far down my list of priorities that I just let it go. So a bit of a bummer. It really would have been nice to participate fully. I was hoping I'd be able to. It just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. So I still have paused building your own CBC, and I think about it from time to time. And I had an insight this past month that I just want to share. So basically, I had this insight that what I'm trying to do with a CBC is find a bunch of open-minded people who want to challenge their beliefs and seek truth and then go after truth. And the insight that I had was people don't do that. Like most people, whether they realize it or not, most people would rather believe lies that allow them to have friends and family and peers than to believe the truth if it meant that they were isolated. So like people prioritize relationships or tribe, you might say, over truth, like everybody instinctively. So yeah, so it doesn't really make sense to get a bunch of people and say, hey, everyone you hang out with is wrong, you're wrong, like let go of all that, and the truth is over here. The truth will set you free. I mean, that's just a crazy way to approach it. So I'm just not going to do it until I have a better approach. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned my mom came to visit. That was awesome. However, when she's here, I'm basically focused on her the entire time, and I don't get anything done. I don't write essays. I don't make YouTube videos. I don't do much of anything. I work out less. I mean, so again, not to make excuses, but that's just the order of priorities, and that's a reality. Then like a few days later, with like hardly any break in between, my mother-in-law came to visit. Same thing happened. So yeah, they're like combined like 2 weeks that they were here. So yeah, didn't write essays those weeks, didn't make videos, didn't do stuff. But you know, it's great to see them, obviously. So okay, so I also continued streaming on Minecraft, streaming Minecraft on Twitch. Most days. Had a bunch of technical problems. Oh my goodness, so many technical problems with software. I can't even describe them all. But yeah, I probably spent the better part of a week just, you know, an hour a day, just trying to work through technical problems for like 5 days, 6 days, man. So I think they might be solved now, but yeah, so I'm still doing that. I watched the documentary Stutz with Jonah Hill. Okay, and I watch a lot of things and I read a lot of things, and like ordinarily I wouldn't just list the things that I watch or read. Except this one was like really interesting, and I'm planning on watching it again. And Stutz, Jonah Hill's therapist, presented something I really like, the idea of life force. And he says that whenever you feel like stuck or depressed or whatever, directionless, you can just work on your life force. Just work on your life force. So what is your life force? It has 3 things. 1, it's your physical body. So just use your physical body. Be in your body. Stretch, lift things, run, move, walk, whatever it is. Just use your body. So I like that a lot. Second thing is relationships. Just interact with human beings. People you know, people you don't know, people you like, people you don't like. It doesn't really matter. Just interact with people. And in doing that, you just learn a lot about yourself and what your role is in the universe. I like that a lot. And then the third piece is, if I remember it the way he phrased it, it was like try to access your subconscious, which is a hard thing to do, but it can be done through a lot of different techniques. But the one that resonated with me the most is writing. Just start writing. So I like that. So because I watched that recently, I'm going to try writing more often, ideally daily. So yeah, so if nothing else, those will be my 3 sort of daily habits, is like do something with my body, interact with other humans, and write. And everything else is a bonus. So I'll put a link to that documentary in the description. It's just on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, it is free. Okay, softball practice. That's really fun. I'm still doing that. Not much to say about it, except like lately, the last few times, I just like work myself to exhaustion and just like almost pass out at the end, but whatever. I just gotta hydrate better or fuel or something. Anyways, I also started running a mile. I haven't like gone out with the intention of running 1 mile, only 1 mile, in longer than I can remember. And the last time I clocked it, I think, was 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I ran a 6:47 mile. But in the last couple weeks, I just go out and run a mile, and I ran one in 6:42, setting a personal record. 6 minutes, 42 seconds. So that felt really good, especially because my body feels like it's declining since my youth. So it's kind of cool to do something, quote unquote, better than I did when I was younger. Just one of those little victories, and just felt like sharing it. And finally, going to Miami tomorrow for the Bitcoin conference. Yeah, so going for a week, and I'm going there to volunteer. So I'm like working some shifts, helping with registration. I mean, I'll do like whatever they ask me to. It's like exciting to put my energy into something that I value. It's like a very deliberate choice. And I almost wrote an essay on with a call to action that was do your paid work for free. I may still write that essay, but basically I wanted to make the point that whatever you do for a living, right? Whatever kind of job you have, I would bet that 99% of people wouldn't do it for free. And that sounds ridiculous. Like a lot of people try to say, oh, obviously, like the only reason I have the job is for the money. And I would say, yes. Well, maybe not the only reason. Okay, you get, socialization benefit. There's so many benefits that come from it. But if you were to take the money away, I bet you wouldn't do it. It's like that's a critical piece. However, you could take away other benefits of the job, like certain colleagues could leave, or certain perks, or maybe setting your own schedule. You could take out individual benefits one by one, but you'd probably still continue to do it. But if you pulled out money, you probably wouldn't. And there's a really powerful insight there because of where that money came from. In order for you to earn that money, it had to come from somewhere, right? Someone has to pay it to you, whether it's a boss or a customer, whoever. And if you ask yourself, like, well, where did they get the money? Where did they get the money? And you follow that stream of money, you find that it ultimately came from someone printing it out of thin air. And so the whole chain of employment that we have in our economy starts with extremely unethical things like stealing. It just starts with stealing. And then the criminals, the robbers, the bandits pay people to do things for them. And then somewhere down the line, people start doing things that they consider ethical. Like, oh yeah, I'm a school teacher. That's a really ethical position. Yeah, well, where did that money come from? And yeah, it's really, really interesting to ponder. So I don't know what to make of that, but it's a very, very meaningful component of our society. And part of the reason I'm volunteering at Bitcoin, at the Bitcoin conference, is because Bitcoin represents a shift in that, where the very first origination of money is ethical. And so everything downstream of that could also be ethical. Yeah, whereas on a fiat system, tons and tons of people are doing unethical jobs. And you can tell how unethical your job is by how quickly you would not do it if you didn't get paid. But if you continue to do it for free, it's probably still ethical. Like, you don't get paid for taking care of your own kids. You don't need to, because it feels ethical. It feels like the right thing to do. But there's things you do in society that you only do because you get paid for it. So anyways, I could talk about that forever. I'll leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. If you have feedback, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys next month. Thank you. Bye-bye.